Hello fellow aviators, this is just a quick guide on the BF109G series. In this video I will only be doing the G2 and the G6 as I fly this one more often. The reason why is I find the battle rating and its tier a lot more enjoyable, and the matchmaking isn't putting me against any jets. Many people are also confused on how to fly this machine and fly it wrong. Many don't understand its key role, whether it's a fighter, interceptor, or energy fighter. I will also be answering questions on whether to use the gun pods, the bombs, or what ammunition to use, or the targeting distance. So, let's get right in. The BF109G series is the most widely produced variant of the BF109 series. The G2 TROP, or tropical, refers to the air filter that was used to protect it in tropical areas such as deserts. This protected from sand and other dirt particles when flying in those harsh conditions. However, the design of the air filter increased air resistance. The G2 can easily outshine anything in its tier when played right. The G2 has an excellent rate of speed, an excellent rate of climb, has a very good armament, and it's very durable, in which its wings do not rip off easily, which comes in handy when in realistic battles. The G6, however, is not much of an upgrade, although it is the first to get the 30-mounted nose cannon. So this has the better armament, it has slightly higher top speed, has a slightly higher climb rate, but this aircraft does suffer from higher matchmaking, which I do not find a problem when flown right. Now, a BF109 to be effective needs to be fast. It makes a great interceptor roll and a decent boom and zoom. However, the controls do lock up at higher speeds. Although the BF109 can outturn many aircraft at its tier, it is not a dogfighter and would not recommend it. The BF109, when turned horizontally, loses an incredible amount of speed. And if you're fighting at low altitudes, there is no way to gain this speed back, as it doesn't have a very good acceleration and the WEP doesn't give much of a boost, so you're pretty much slow and easy to shoot down. At the start of each match, you'd want to climb. I find climbing at 20 degrees is a perfect balance. You do not want to go slower than 270. Keeping above this will give you the best rate of climb possible for this aircraft, perhaps even climbing off to the side. 2 WEP cycles should get you high enough to bomber altitude. You then use the boom and zoom tactic, which involves diving down on your target and then extending away. This tactic requires patience, as some players get frustrated and then get dragged into a turning battle, in which the BF109 was not meant for. For the ammunition belt, you'd want to choose air targets, as this one comes with the armor-piercing tracer, incendiary tracer, and immediate action incendiary. You would also want to use the universal or omni-purpose ammunition belt. This one comes with an incendiary tracer, high explosive incendiary, and armor-piercing incendiary. You also get the option of the secondary weapon of wing-mounted cannons. This was not advised in realistic battle, as it affects the plane's performance. But in arcade, it doesn't affect it that much. For gun targeting distance, if using the wing-mounted gun pods, we would want to set larger conversions, so that these shells have a better spread and have a more likelihood to hit. I leave mine at 400, because I like to get nice and close to make sure I get proper hits. notice in this match, I do not turn my aircraft horizontally. Instead, I pitch up, performing an Nivelman or split S, so that I can use the speed I gain to get on the 6 o'clock of the enemy aircraft. In this one, I'm just pretty much going back and forth in the canyon, keeping up my speed, making it fast. Here I am doing a series of loops to make it hard for the enemy to get guns on me. Again, I pull up and do a series of Nivelmans, trying to gain altitude. These become quickly distracted by other targets. This guy does not see me coming and flies in a straight line for me, making it easy for me to take him out. Here these P51s are on the tail of a friendly. Instead of continue trying to turn with them, again I pull up, loop around to get a better angle. Again, getting as much altitude I can when there's a null in the fight. This aircraft tries to make a slight turn. I can easily keep in trail and knock him out. The second aircraft tries to do the same, and again makes himself an easy target. I get a nice deflection shot. I make a slight mistake here. I try to go for a head-on pass. This is an easy way to throw your aircraft away. So there you have it. These are a few tips on how to fly the BF-109, the G2 and G6. The BF-109 requires speed, requiring you to go high, diving on your opponent. Doing so increases survivability and make it for a much more enjoyable gameplay.